Go?
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my backyard in this little, very modest home in Brooklyn, New York. Actually, I'm a product of the inner city, living in Brooklyn and living in Florida, in Palm Beach for a while. But I am the story of someone that went from riches to rags. Anyway, I've spent most of my life, I'm 71 now, fighting for the rights of families and children. As I'm talking, because this is supposed to be a very natural video, my little daughter, who is 7 years old, who's putting her hands to her face, came home. The message that I'm giving is basically everyone must fight for their rights for their children, because your children are your link to eternity. And without these children, then it's not worth it. Do not take the advice of these coercive psychologists. I just had a group in Georgia that are beyond the pale. Do not take the advice of anyone that tells you that you should not have a relationship with your children. Especially what's going on today is called parental alienation. It's been going on for a while. I recognized it 35 years ago, actually 40 years ago, when I saw the taking away of children, especially minority, black children and Hispanic, and putting them into foster care. Well, guess we didn't progress much more because we're doing that now. Except now we've expanded the billion-dollar divorce industry to include other groups, basically middle-class groups and lower-middle-class groups. So there are certain signals that you have to watch out for. The major signal is these court-appointed evaluators. They're very dangerous because they think they're very similar to the high priest in the Middle Ages. They think they have some magic wand by giving some unwarranted psychological tests. They can tell who's going to live with the children. As my friend Dr. Jill Soderman said, you can't assess children by bell curves. And this is my little kitty. And I'm an old daddy, but I love being with her. So my advice to everybody is not only to join our National Parents' Rights Association to fight for your link to eternity. My associate there is Karen Wagner, who's basically fighting fearlessly against the bureaucrats, especially the bureaucrats in Georgia. My associate in New York is Dr. Jill Soderman. There are several attorneys involved with us. I work with my friend and associate, David Oles, and also I work with Peter Lontavis and Bruce Eden and other people. We have a large network. And guess what? We will help aid and assist you to fight for these little kitties, because that's what it's worth. And if you give up on that, it's not worth anything. So what I'm stating is, do not roll over, do not play dead, do not listen to a lawyer who tells you that basically you don't have a chance if you're this or if you're that. But get your rights. Your rights are to have equity with your children and not to be maligned or condescended by anyone that's wearing a black robe. Because just because they're wearing a black robe does not make them the authority on who the children should be with. The children have a right to be with both parents. Even if some parents are idiosyncratic and act a little kooky, they still could create beautiful, creative children. This is my number 3 blurb on the video, and the Family Therapy Center of New York, Parents' Rights, the Foundation, will help aid and assist you and guide you, and will take the fight not only to the Supreme Court, we'll fight in the streets for your rights, to your link to eternity, your children. And this is my little daughter, Moira, who I am very, very proud of. Thank you. It's Dr. Monty Weinstein.
Why did you say Bruno?
And Bruno, come over here. Come over here, get Bruno in the tape. Could we just have one?